The whole hip-hop scene is aflutter over Lil Scrappy's recent stunning controversy. What has been revealed in a leaked video is completely crazy. When Scrappy is shown in a scenario that could alter his entire life, fans are in complete shock. This might be the end of his career, relationships, and reputation. Although the video is hazy, it is indisputable. Scrappy is caught red-handed, and theories are flying across the internet. A few insiders assert that this is only the beginning, while others think it's a setup or evidence of treachery. However, what is contained in the video? Who made the leak? What is Scrappy's response to this humiliated in public? We're going to reveal every astounding detail of this controversy, so stay tuned. You won't want to miss this story, which includes behind-the-scenes secrets and reactions that will leave you dumbfounded. Let's get started. The internet was ablaze. After the video was posted to social media, it quickly gained thousands of views, shares, and comments, spreading like a digital wildfire. Nobody knew what to make of it at first. The camera appeared to be at an unusual angle, the footage was blurry, and the lighting was poor. But one thing was clear. Lil Scrappy was in the middle of something he didn't want the world to witness. Fans hurried to analyze every frame of the video as soon as it appeared. Is he really there? Dude, that's totally Scrappy. Look at the chain, the way he moves. One Twitter user inquired, while another responded. While some fans were stunned beyond belief and believed that this might be the scandal that permanently ruins Lil Scrappy's career, others refused to believe their eyes, claiming the film was artificial intelligence, AI, manufactured or edited. Despite just being a few seconds long, the video was tense. Scrappy was spotted in a shadowy parking lot that appeared to be behind a seedy studio or nightclub. He was positioned beside an unidentified individual who was not instantly familiar. Scrappy appeared to be trying to soothe or persuade the person in front of him, as seen by his strange body language and the passionate tone of the talk. Then followed the incident that ignited the internet. Taking something small but important out of his pocket, Scrappy reached. It was difficult to identify in the low light, but when he gave it to the supporters, they went crazy. He just gave that guy with the devil. One admirer left a comment beneath the Instagram photo that went viral. There was a lot of speculation. Some swear it was something far worse, while others stated it appeared to be a pile of cash. Some conspiracy theorists even suggested that it might be a hush money deal or some other type of hidden contract. There were countless possibilities, and the rumors got out of hand because Scrappy himself didn't provide a clear explanation. And the video took a worse turn just when viewers believed they had seen everything. Viewers observed a second figure in the frame, someone no one had anticipated being there, when the camera angle slightly changed. The unidentified individual wasn't by himself. Someone who appeared uncannily familiar stood a few feet away, half hidden in the darkness. The internet went into full detective gear, examining every pixel, zooming in, and attempting to identify the individual. Then the discovery was made. Everyone realized that the second figure in the video was actually Bambi after a TikTok user posted a side-by-side comparison with an older photograph. Indeed, Bambi, Scrappy's former spouse. He had a lot of drama with this woman. The lady he claimed he was done with, the one who had argued with his mother, and the one who had accused him of infidelity. What on earth was she doing there? First and foremost, what was she doing? Bambi's face was partially visible on the video for a brief while, but it was difficult to judge her expression. She appeared to be observing the exchange, standing close enough to demonstrate her involvement in whatever was going on, but far enough away to avoid being actively involved. At that point, the situation became even more bizarre. The mystery figure spoke just as Scrappy was ready to leave, and even though the sound was too faint to hear, Scrappy's whole body language changed. He stopped. Then his face lit up with rage. He turned around again. Bambi suddenly moved forward. She held up a hand, not combatively, but with the implication that she was attempting to prevent something from occurring. One could feel the tension in the moment. It was similar to seeing a live-action movie, but this time it was real life. Then, whoa, the video ends. Fans were left clamoring for answers after a cliffhanger that lacked any explanation or context. What on earth did I just witness? Someone tweeted. I really need part 2. Officially, the internet had gone crazy. People were asking for explanations, but Scrappy had stopped talking altogether. No tweets, no Instagram stories, nothing. Earlier that day, he posted a picture of himself in the studio creating new songs on social media. But following the release of this video, silence on the radio, fans began to panic at that point. Should the video have been a scam, wouldn't Scrappy have taken it down right away? Had he gone live, wouldn't he have pointed it out as a setup? People assumed that perhaps, just possibly, it was real since he was saying nothing. Then, as if things couldn't get any more serious, there was another leak. This time, it was audio rather than just video. What did that audio contain? Bambi's voice was heard, but everything changed when she stated that in that tape. "I told you not to do this here," Bambi said in a frantic whisper. "You will exacerbate the situation." The crowd froze. It was Bambi. Her voice was captured on tape, sounding as if it had been stolen from a covert microphone, but it wasn't a lookalike or someone acting. To whom is she speaking? An Instagram user left a comment. Difficult? What's happening? What followed, however, was the true stunner. There was a third voice, one that nobody anticipated hearing. Deep, strong, angry, and full of authority. What about the words? "Do you believe this to be a game?" People went crazy at that point. Who was that? At once, a fan hypothesis took off. Mendices Harris was the identity of some persons. Others believed it sounded like a powerful executive. Wild rumors even circulated that it might be a law enforcement officer who had apprehended Scrappy engaging in illicit activity. However, the clip ended before anyone could verify anything. Fans were left with more questions than answers once more. After a while, Bambi abruptly stopped talking. On her Instagram story, she shared a mysterious message. Just 6 words. "You shouldn't trust everything you see." It only required that. The internet took off. By that, what did she mean? Was the video something she denied? Was she implying that it was altered? Or was she alerting people to the fact that the truth was still unknown? Nobody knew what to trust at this point. Another video appeared just when it seems that things couldn't get any stranger. This one. Everything altered as a result. Even more bizarre than the first video drop was the second one. This was high-definition, crystal-clear film that dispelled any doubts, not simply a grainy clip or some poor-quality leak. And it wasn't just Scrappy and Bambi this time. Fans discovered the identity of the third party, and the internet absolutely exploded. The beginning of the film took place in what appeared to be a club backstage or VIP area. Even with the low illumination, it was possible to identify the 3 individuals in the picture. Sitting on a leather couch, Lil Scrappy had his hands clenched together and his head lowered as if he were really contemplating or frustrated. Bambi was standing across from him, her arms crossed, her face taut, as if she was furious but attempting to maintain her composure. Stevie J, Mice, the same love and hip-hop icon who is renowned for being a mastermind, a manipulator, and a man who is constantly involved in some dubious endeavor, was standing in the center, leaning forward with an imposing presence. The fans went crazy right away. Why in the world was Stevie J involved in this? Although the audio quality of the footage was not flawless, some of the phrases could still be heard well. Stevie J has a harsh, low voice. "Do you find this amusing, Scrap?" Lil Scrappy shook his head and rubbed his hands together, but he remained silent. With a sigh, Bambi turned to face Stevie J. "I assured you that this was no longer my issue." Leaning back, Stevie laughed to himself, but it wasn't a good chuckle. It was the kind of laugh that pretended trouble. "Well, that's your problem," Stevie remarked. "You believe you can ignore this situation." Fans were going crazy at this time. What do you walk away from? What were they discussing specifically? At last, Scrappy raised his head, his expression tight with annoyance. He whispered, "Dude, I have nothing to do with this at all." Stevie J bent towards him. The video doesn't state that. Everything changed at that very instant. Because there was more footage, and that proved it. A worse leak than the one that had previously occurred. Stevie J had also witnessed it. Bambi glanced to Scrappy and rolled her eyes. "You understand what I was attempting to convey." "I said," she said, "this was foolish. You shouldn't have." She interrupted, looking at Stevie J as if she understood she was saying too much. Scrappy made fists out of his hands and tightened his jaw. "That's not even me in that video, as I informed you guys." Boom! That was it. Everything was being denied by Scrappy. However, Stevie J, he didn't believe it. He took out his phone, gave it a few taps, and then swiveled it in Scrappy's direction. "Want to repeat that?" Scrappy turned to face the phone. He screwed his face in exasperation. "Dude, I don't even." Bambi grabbed the phone out of Stevie's hand before he could say anything more. Her expression became blank for a time as she stared at the television. Then her face changed to a look that was half terror and half shock. Slowly shaking her head, she muttered, "Damn." Fans were now yelling as they watched the released video. What was that phone doing? Bambi resisted Scrappy's attempt to grab it. "You're finished," she whispered. "You truly hurt yourself by doing this." Stevie G simply grinned. "That's what I mean." Scrappy's eyes darted across the screen as he grabbed the phone from Bambi. His face grew serious. Suddenly, he got up, picked up the phone, and threw it across the room. On impact, the screen broke. What about the video? It stopped. The fans were going crazy. What was that phone doing? What was it that Scrappy saw that caused him to act in that way? Immediately, theories began to fly. The footage on Stevie G's phone was thought by some to be the complete version of the first leaked clip, which featured Scrappy in the parking lot. It might have included the conversation's audio. Perhaps it demonstrated Scrappy's involvement in a dubious activity. There were those who believed it to be worse, conjecturing that the video was proof of a setup, that someone had planned against Scrappy to make it appear as though he was responsible for something he wasn't. A TikTok conspiracy theory quickly gathered popularity. Then, however, things became much more bizarre, because another significant player entered the drama a few hours after the second video emerged: Mommy D. Scrap's own mother, indeed. And believe me when I say that Mama D doesn't hold back when she speaks. Thousands of people joined her Instagram live stream in a matter of minutes. She appeared enraged. She shook her head and began, "This is some Messi's asterisk, and I don't like it. You guys are attempting to portray my son as though he is out here engaging in nefarious behavior, but let me tell you, Scrappy doesn't move that way." Supporters deluged the comment section, urging her to reveal the truth. "Mama D, what's in the video?" someone inquired. She paused for a moment. Then she let out a sigh. She murmured, "I'm not supposed to be saying nothing. But what if they want to expose my baby in this way? I will correct the record." People were waiting for the tea by leaning in. Then Mama D revealed the shocking information. She declared, "That ain't no deal going down in that parking lot. This is a family-run enterprise. Boom. A family business." How on earth could she mean that? What member of the family was she referring to? Fans bombarded the comments area with requests for further information, but Mama D remained silent. Before she ended the live stream, she whispered, "This ain't for the internet." The mystery suddenly became even more complex. A new notion began to take shape as people began to piece things together. What if this whole situation was about something personal rather than money or crime? Something to do with Scrappy's relatives. And Bambi made her next move just when it looked like things couldn't get much stranger. She removed every photo she had of Scrappy on Instagram. All of them. Unmarried. Then, "Some truths are too dangerous to be told," was the only message she shared on her story. That was it. That was all it needed to cause a complete breakdown on the internet. Which truth was she referring to? What was so risky that she was unable to express it directly? And most all, whom was she shielding? Because it was now obvious that this was about more than simply Scrappy. This was much larger. What about the next leak? Everything was going to explode up in its face. The internet was in utter disarray. Fans were left in a state of desperation as Scrappy's live stream abruptly ended. Social media had already been rocked by the leaked video, but now more information was coming to light. Information that nobody had anticipated. There was a lot of speculation. While some argued that the video was merely a small portion of a much larger story, others thought it had been manipulated. Everyone was curious about the identity of the enigmatic person in the background reflection. Was it a former acquaintance of Scrappy's? Is there someone out to get him? Or worse, someone who has always been in charge behind the scenes? In-depth social media accounts started analyzing each frame of the released video as fan ideas went wild. They analyzed the audio, slowed down the video, and improved the reflection. And then, suddenly, someone found something spooky. A long-lost interview reappeared, and in it Scrappy made a statement that all of a sudden made too much sense. At the time, fans believed Scrappy was simply venting, even though he was discussing the entertainment industry in the footage. It now appeared that he had been alerting everyone based on the released video. What exactly did he say? "I ain't gon' lie, man. This industry ain't what y'all think it is. People move a certain way. Deals get made, and sometimes you gotta play along or you get played." The video went viral. Supporters began piecing things together. For years, Scrappy had been teasing something, But no one had taken notice until now. All of a sudden, this involved more than one leaked video. There was more to this, something that has long been simmering in the background. Another leak occurred just when it appeared that things couldn't get any stranger. It wasn't simply video this time. It was sound. You could actually hear what Scrappy was saying prior to everything collapsing in this second angle of the leaked footage. His statements altered the entire context of what had transpired that evening, sending shivers through the internet. So that's how we're playing this? That's what you guys are doing? There was a silence when he said, "You guys honestly think I'm going to sit here and let this happen?" Scrappy turned to face an off-camera individual. His voice shifted, and what did he say next? "No, you're not putting me in the same situation as you did him." Bureau? Who was him? What? What kind of setup was he referring to? More significantly, who was responsible? The internet went crazy. Deciphering his statements caused fans to go crazy. Given all the legal and business turbulence Stevie has experienced, some thought he was referring to Stevie J. Some conjectured that he was alluding to a different rapper who had been inexplicably banned. Then, however, something even more bizarre occurred. This mess involved a startling name. Kirk, yes, Frost. Suddenly, people began to link Kirk to the dots. It felt like a reach at first. However, when Kirk abruptly went online, everyone realized something was wrong. Kirk's performance was strange. He was apprehensive. He kept averting his eyes as if someone were directing his words. His speech sounded funny. Fans weren't buying it, though. You guys need to stop playing with this internet. Real talk. Some of you be reaching. Inquiries about why he was so agitated over something that wasn't even about him were common in the comment section. The game was then drastically altered by a single comment that appeared. "Kirk, weren't you the one who made Scrappy sign that contract back in the day?" Bro, as in which contract? Old love and hip-hop contracts were being examined. Then they discovered something that took everyone by surprise. Scrappy's contract included a condition that read, "Any footage obtained during production is property of the network and can be used in any manner deemed fit." You know who was said to have introduced Scrappy to the individuals who wrote those contracts? Kyrkuk, Frost, Boo. From the outset, was this a SCTP? The internet took off. People began reposting old love and hip-hop videos of Scrappy and Kirk arguing over business deals, and fans dragged Kirk hard. In one take in particular, Scrappy accused Kirk of forcing him to sign a terrible deal. Everyone believed it to be a reality TV drama at the time, but now it appeared to be the truth. Kirk was being referred to as the mastermind behind the whole Scrappy incident. Some even asserted that he helped the leaked video surface. Just as fans were about to permanently ban Kirk, Scrappy returned to the internet. And now, he wasn't having fun. Scrappy had had enough of remaining silent. You know what? Let's talk. The entire internet paused to listen as he went live again. Everyone was locked into every fan conversation, blog, and rumor page. Everyone had been anticipating this moment. His expression was grave, his voice chilly, managed. Now there was no going back. All right, so you want to know the truth? Let's discuss it. The conversation erupted. More comments came in than the screen could refresh. Everyone was eager to hear Scrappy's thoughts. He hesitated, glancing briefly away from the camera as if he was collecting his thoughts. Then he revealed the shocking information. That leak? That video? The internet exploded. That whole setup? Man, I've been telling y'all for years. Y'all just weren't listening. Leaning forward, Scrappy's gaze was fixed on the screen. This was no idle tirade. There was a difference in his drive. It was a confession, a revelation. They have been attempting to manipulate me and entangle me in some mess. You already know who is responsible for all of this. The conversation was becoming crazy. While some were pleading with Scrappy to pronounce the name out, others were spamming Kirk did it. And then BRO occurred. Frost. On Alive, did he just say date? Is he really calling Kyrk out? As though he already understood that this would drive people crazy, Scrappy nodded. Listen, man, I'm not saying too much because I'm not going to go all the way out there to discuss my business. The internet was shattered, but let's just say that some folks have been acting really weird behind the scenes, making calls, pressing buttons, and attempting to catch me up. What's the call? Which buttons? What was going on behind the scenes of Kirk? Then Scrappy made a statement that left everyone speechless. Have you ever wondered why something always goes left as I'm about to level up? Have you ever noticed that? Give it some serious thought. The chat room was overflowing with messages. In real time, fans were piecing together the puzzle. They began enumerating instances from the past in which Scrappy was ready to take a significant action when something went awry. A poor bargain, a scandal in the public eye, a rumor that was leaked. It continued, and now, Scrappy was now hinting that it wasn't a random occurrence, that it was being made by someone. He then uttered the words that caused everyone to freeze. Y'all ever heard of a silent contract? Biro what? A silent contract. What is it? The conversation broke down. Blogs were taking real-time screenshots of his live stream. This was no longer merely a video leak. In essence, Scrappy was verifying the presence of some covert business transactions. He went on, I won't go into too much detail about that, but just know that some people out here have documents on you that you aren't even aware of. The internet exploded. Contracts that are silent. Covert transactions. What was controllable by a After that, Scrappy did something that made things even more bizarre. He reached for something off camera. He raised a stack of papers to the screen. This is the evidence, right here. They don't want you to see this. Baro. Which documents were the fires on the internet? Did they have contracts? Were CEPTs? Scrappy grinned. I'm not going to reveal this just yet, but believe me when you see what's inside. Everyone was going to be really quiet. The conversation was getting out of control. And then, boom, live NDS. What? BRO. Just AKPPENET. YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter all went crazy as soon as Scrappy's live stream ended. The most explosive passages have already been snipped by every gossip page. In an attempt to understand what the hell those papers were, fans started rewatching the video picture by frame. Kirk too. Kirk Frost was at the top of the trend. In anticipation of his response, many accessed his social media accounts. Then, without warning, Kirk Frost deleted his Instagram. Why would he do that if he didn't have something to conceal? The fans went crazy. Some were accusing Kirk of being guilty and dragging him. Scrappy was being begged by others to drop the documents, but none knew the answers. The only thing that everyone was aware of, something more significant was happening. Then, as if things couldn't get any stranger, BM. It wasn't from Scrappy, but a statement drops. Kirk wasn't the source. VH1 was the source. Burrow. Why was VH1 now participating? Despite being brief, the statement caused a complete uproar on the internet. We will be responding appropriately to the latest accusations that we are aware of. What? It does. What does that mean? Are they DSCUSing KRK? Are they DSDUSing Scrappy? Is there any PPL leaving the SHOCKS Bureau? A new account appeared just when it looked like this story could get much wilder. This is insane. On Instagram, an anonymous page appeared. What's the username? The initial post by @RealTruthExposed, a hazy picture of a contract with Scrappy's name attached. Burrow. The internet went down. This account was managed by WJVM. Are they going to leak what date? Also, was Scrappy going to be exposed, or was he going to drag everyone down with him? The internet was in disarray. Everything has altered because of Scrappy's spectacular live. It was all too much, his accusations, his enigmatic papers, the unspoken treaties. The most shocking revelation, however, came from the enigmatic @RealTruthExposed Instagram account that popped out of nowhere. The page gained 100,000 followers in a matter of minutes, but no one knew who was responsible. And the initial hazy post, the one whose name on a contract appeared to be Scrappy's, it was just the start, because a new post appeared less than an hour later, and this time it was more obvious. A close-up of a contract. What's the name? Lil Scrappy. What was this contract? Fans lost it. The caption? You want to know the truth. We're dropping everything at 10 p.m. The internet exploded. Alarms were being set by fans. There were bloggers waiting. YouTube was prepared for the deluge of content. Everyone was curious about what was going to be revealed. Then, 10 p.m. hit. Suddenly, the page uploaded 10 slides revealing the biggest leak in reality TV history. 10 screen grabs of emails, conversations, and court documents that completely altered the course of events. According to the first document, Scrappy and the producers of Love and Hip Hop had a covert contract. The bargain? Scripted controversies for guaranteed screen time. Wait a minute. Wait. Was Scrappy's dream fake? Did this mean what? The fans were going crazy. Some defended Scrappy by claiming that this was merely a reality TV venture. Others, they were deceived. So, all that fighting, all that crying. The worst aspect wasn't that it was a say-TV at all. Something even more bizarre was depicted on slide number 5. Scrappy wasn't the only one. Kirk was participating. What? It's happening. The emails that were hacked revealed a discussion between Scrappy, Kirk, and producers. The headline, "The Internet Went Down." Next season's storyline, betrayal, exposure, and career-ending drama. This was everything planned. People were ill. The video that SAIDLY caught Scrappy red-handed was a staged leak, and that was no reality. In the comments, fans were yelling that the entire issue and betrayal were all part of a secret agreement. This issue is a SCCM. Yale really PLAEDUS like that? We be in fighting over this mess, and it was scripted? However, just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, boom happened. This time. Another POS to Droptus. The image wasn't a screen grab. It was a video. Fans clicked right away. The video? A Zoom meeting that is private. Scrappy, Kirk, and several Love and Hip Hop producers were seen conversing in the video. They were also giggling. People are going to be heated by this plot. Barrow, when Scrappy said, "Man, as long as the check's clear, I don't care what people think," the internet exploded. They were laughing about it. It was scrawny. Fight and I shashed. Immediately, people turned against him. "I used to stand up for you, but this is absurd. Nope, you played with us too much. We're done with you." So the entire hospital thing? The health scares? Fake too? People were bringing up old stories about the family battles and everything that had been true. The treachery. The medical emergencies. Then Scrappy. Now EVERUN was QESTIONINGEERVT. He deleted his Instagram account. The delete your ACCOUNT boo. That was a guilty action. However, the drama was far from ended. Because KRK Frost DRPPDISTTMENT while supporters were attacking Scrappy. What did he say too? Scrappy's mess has nothing to do with me. Don't include my name. Bureau. Under the BUS, KRK threw a Scrappy. Supporters said, "Oh, so you're innocent now." Kirk is once more using the "I didn't do nothing" card. However, the final shows AKR King next. Heb Hobe and Lovi drop to Scrappy. Boom, the contract is OVR. Scrappy was completed. People were incredulous. This dude recently got fired because of some funny drama. And Kirk? He simply sat back and observed the consequences.